What's good, Ravens fans? Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm excited to talk about our big win against the Patriots, and I'm going to start with the most impressive performances. I'm going to rank them, so please watch all the way to the end so you can know who number one is. Also, please come back tomorrow for the most disappointing performances. So let's start for honorable mentions. Kyle Hamilton has to get an honorable mention because the way he overcame adversity. Had a terrible game against the Dolphins in the fourth quarter, but then this game had a really big play to help us turn the tide and keep the lead. So Kyle Hamilton did an excellent job. I did not see any blown coverages from him, so I was really happy with that. And of all the defensive rookies, he performed the best in his last game. Another honorable mention is Devin Duvernay. Duvernay gets another honorable mention. He could be easily in the top 5, but I've been talking about him so much. I want to kind of give him a break. He's really good. He's earned it. I consider him the second best offensive weapon on our team, which is a great thing, especially coming into the season. Many people thought he was the 4th best offensive weapon, and some people even thought Isaiah Likely would be better. So again, shout out to Duvernay. He's doing a good job. All right, number 5, we have to go Justice Hill. You guys know I have been down on Justice Hill. I do not think that he's performed the way that the Ravens expected him to perform and that I expected him to perform. And then last week, he missed a giant hole that could have led to a touchdown, and I was just down on him very much so. However, he did bounce back this game. It was easily the best performance of all our running backs. And then on his big run, he actually showed all the great things we love about Justice Hill. He showed the speed and the shiftiness that makes him different than our other running backs that we have. Again, Dobbins breaks tackles for sure, and so does Gus, as we all know. That's the bust. But Justice Hill has the ability to make people miss and the speed to just get downhill quickly. He showed that on his run. Again, if we can get the consistency from Justice Hill, then our backfield, once our running back core gets healthy, will just be a problem because we'll have the speed in Justice Hill, we'll have an all-around back in Dobbins, and then we'll have a power back in Gus Edwards. So hopefully Justice Hill can stay on this path. Number 4, we're going to go to the defensive side of the ball, and I got to give some love to Josh BYNES. He's often overlooked simply because he's not the flashy name and isn't even the most athletically gifted on our team, but he's always healthy, which is a big deal in this defense, especially after the last game. We need as many healthy people as we can get. So he's been healthy, he's been in the right place at the right time, and he's had one of his best games that he's ever had for the Baltimore Ravens, with an interception and leading the team with 10 tackles, only 2 of them being assisted tackles. John Harbaugh raved about him. He's always in the right place at the right time, gives that veteran presence, that veteran leadership, and also is a player that you can have and fill in different places on the defense. He can go in the zone, he can do run support. He doesn't really blitz that much, but again, the athleticism is not there for him to be able to do that consistently, but he has made great plays, and this game was one of the best games, and he arguably was the best linebacker this entire game on either side of the field. Number 3 is a tie. I know this is a little bit of a cop-out, but I couldn't pick one, so I put both of them up here. These are our cornerbacks, our veteran cornerbacks, Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. We all saw all the great things that they all do. Turnovers, tight coverage. It really was impressive. Again, our defense as a whole still give up a lot of yards in my opinion, but the ability to commit turnovers is such a big deal in defenses nowadays. A perfect example from last year was the Dallas Cowboys defense, which they weren't a great defense on a game-to-game basis, but their ability to get turnovers helped them put their offense in great situations, and we saw that today. I thought that the Patriots had some success, especially with the number 1 receiver on our cornerbacks who were rookies, but the turnovers helped turn the tide. Marlon Humphrey had an interception that he just knew the play, he read it the entire way. Marcus Peters was able to recover the fumble, which is hard to recover a football fumble when you're going to the sideline like that, and then to end the game on the overthrow. Marcus Peters often gets those overthrow interceptions. They both played well, and it showed the difference when you have them in the game versus when you have their rookies in the game, and you can just tell when the rookies are in the game, they're attacking them, they're going right at them. When Humphrey and Peters are in the game, it's a little bit harder to get those massive plays against the Ravens. Number 2 might be surprising. I'm going Lamar Jackson. Another good game from Lamar, but this is one of the reasons you have to watch the game, right? The game was a good game, but the stats make it look like it was a spectacular game. The stats make it look like it's the best game we've ever seen from Lamar. With 4 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown, you will look at that and say, wow, Lamar Jackson really was the best player out there. However, I don't think that's true. Though Lamar, again, in my opinion, was the second best player on the field for the Ravens, I do think that he made a lot of mistakes there that he had to be bailed out of. I'm not even talking about the interception. Honestly, I don't even think the interception was really even his fault. I think that's more more on the play design and the fact that the Patriots picked the perfect defense to play in that situation. So the interception I'm not even thinking about, but there were a lot of overthrows. There were some underthrows. I also felt because he was nervous because the offensive line keeps getting injured, he was a little bit quick in his decision to get out the pocket. So I do think he played an excellent game. I want to say that it was number 2 on my list, guys. So it's an excellent game, but it's not number 1. And the main reason it's not number 1 because his main target was excellent. And I'm going with Mark Andrews as the most impressive Baltimore Raven against the Patriots this week. Mark Andrews did all the great things we love Mark Andrews to do. He was able to take catches and get yards after the catch. He was able to show that he can catch the ball with the best of them. And he was able to make those splash plays. He was able to perform in the red zone and just do things that we know that Mark Andrews can do. He's right now in the running to be the best tight end in the league. It's him or Travis Kelce right now. And again, I think it's tight, but Mark Andrews is definitely putting his name out there to be number 1. If you look at what happened this game, there were a couple of passes that Lamar overthrew or underthrew that Mark Andrews had to adjust in order to get the catch. This was something that I thought was super impressive. It was underballs, it was overthrows. He was able to get all those catches. Also, Lamar Jackson missed some that were incomplete. So imagine if they were on the money, Mark Andrews might have had 150 yards receiving and a couple of touchdowns. So again, Mark Andrews played an excellent game. His stats, if you look at him, around 90 yards, 2 touchdown receptions. I thought he just played an excellent game. I thought he was the best player on the field this week. Nothing against Lamar, but that's just the way I see it. You guys let me know who you thought what the most impressive Baltimore Raven was in the comment section below. I'm just going to do a quick recap. Number 5, I have Justice Hill. Number 4, I have Josh Bynes. Number 3, I have Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters for a tie. Number 2, Lamar Action Jackson. And number 1, Money Mark Andrews. So you guys let me know if you agree with that list. The most impressive. Come back tomorrow and we're going to talk about the least impressive Ravens from that game. So thank you guys so much and go Ravens.